Grogu's and Gragras, please welcome to the stage, Waddle!
Don't know which of these I'm supposed to use. I don't know if we had the conversation about the chairs. But I know one thing for sure. Patrick is not sitting on the tallest chair. That is not happening. I see him angling. I'm in his head. I know what he wants to do. Ah! Hello, 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 hello. Who here has ever been to a show before? Judging by the level of applause, this is a deeply uncultured crowd. I want to remind you, I said been to a show. The parameters could not have been wider. Music. Witnessing a street performer, I will count. Even in passing. School recital. A showing of an automobile. That counts. Let me ask again, who here has ever been to any type of show before? There we go. There we go. Now, who here has experienced in any format the George Lucas talk show before? Okay. Now I'm going to flip the script. I don't want to hear clapping. I want a show of hands. Who here has no idea what the fuck this is? Incredible. Perfect. 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 Exactly what we calculated. It is why we flew all the way here. For an ice-cold crowd. I did fly all the way here from New York. I flew business class, which for me means I used my wings, but I wore a suit at the same time. Came up with that one backstage. Will I reuse it tomorrow? Yes. Yes, I will. You don't throw a joke that perfect out after one night. Here's what this is. It's very simple. For those of you who don't know, welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. This show has a razor-thin premise. One could argue I needn't even set it up, but I will out of the endless generosity of my spirit. George Lucas, philanthropist, patron of the arts, retired filmmaker, billionaire. About 10 years ago, experienced a crime, an unfathomable crime, a kidnapping. Crash, boom, glass breaking, runs upstairs to the nursery, empty crib. His baby had been stolen. His baby, Lucasfilm. In its place was a note. George, thank you for selling us Star Wars. Here is the $4 billion we agreed upon. Sincerely, Mickey Mouse. George called the cops. The cops said, did you cash the check? He said, of course. They said, there is nothing we can do. Have a good day. Bereft! Without purpose in life, George decided to make the next logical leap. Finally, after years behind the camera, running the gears, running the business, he said, I finally want to do something that appeals to my ultimate innate gift. Endless charisma and the ability to connect to any human being through conversation. Things George is famous for. So that's what you're going to see tonight. You're going to see George Lucas, master gabber, talk it up with some real luminaries. Let's just do a quick round of tests here. What do you do if something funny happens? What do you do if something astonishing happens? Okay. By the way, there's not one correct answer. Feel free to color outside the lines here. You do you. Play it real. In this case, playing it real is 40-second delay for reaction. What do you do if something incredibly sad happens? And I guarantee you that's what happened tonight. I think that's all we need to say to set up the basic premise. I don't know whose drink it is, but I might have it. Let's start the fucking show.
George Lucas.
Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars.
And I am Watto, warm-up comic / announcer / sidekick / flying space Jew.
And welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. We're very excited to be doing our first ever show here in London.
I've never seen you this excited before, Joe. You are radiating energy.
Well, it's an exciting time to be doing theater.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, and we're going to be having a lot of fun and laughing, which is great.
We promise you this, both fun and laughing tonight.
Just some housekeeping, just to get it out of the way, just to be clear. We promoted this show as being the long-running cult comedy hit comes to London for the very first time.
George has got to be in his bonnet over this.
No, I just need to explain this.
Sure.
I did do a show, George Lucas Talk Show, several years ago in London. I want to be clear, that was our fourth show. This is our first show. People get hung up on this, but...
He has performed once in London before, but not chronologically.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just basic storytelling.
Yes. You know, and what's weird is there are some people who argue that show, the fourth show, was the one true show. That was the best they ever were.
Right.
And then they're going to talk shit about this show tonight, and then about 15 years from now, they're going to pretend they always liked it.
Yes. But how many people are in town for Star Wars Celebration?
Okay.
How many are in town because you just live in town? Wow.
Now, here's an interesting question. Is anyone not from here, but also not in town for Star Wars Celebration? Okay. Those people are unreadable. Inexplicable.
And I think, you know... Oh, yeah! Anything can happen. Anything can happen in a show.
Theater.
Oh.
Live.
Very exciting. Very fun.
Live. Fun. Funny. By the way, you're
it's-
sitting in the splash zone. You're welcome.
This is the kind of wild comedy that I think everyone enjoys laughing at.
Yes, and you have no idea how many times we had to rehearse that before the show
Precision
to
timing.
get it right.
Yeah.
Love it. Well.
I don't. That's filthy comedy. Yes. Yes.
This show sometimes I work blue, you don't.
Yeah.
That's sort of the dynamic.
But we're in an underground venue, so
True.
the rules are different.
Yes, edgy.
Yeah. And we're just gonna leave that the way it is.
I mean, look, let's see where the show goes, but right now I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah. Wada, can I say I like that for you?
I like it for me. It looks nice. And I'll say this, if it's going to be fixed,
Patrick will fix it.
classic Patrick problem.
That's not a Watto job. That's a Patrick job.
Let's get our producer out there, Patrick Cotner. You might want to grab a towel.
Yeah. Hey. Get a bucket and a mop for that Watto.
Now, backstage, tell me if this happened. Did you fall off the chair?
No.
It sounded like you did.
Didn't.
We all thought you did.
Perfect balance.
Okay. Oh, God. All right.
Patrick, it will be really funny if you clean that up.
And I want you to remember that this entire audience paid good money to come here late at night.
Yeah.
And what they have been promised is fun and funny.
Yeah.
So if you don't clean it up, you're robbing them.
Yeah, and Patrick, I got a full glass over here, so if you don't clean it up the way we like it.
I can't
All right,
believe I
everybody
spent...
okay with that? Everyone good?
You want to go double or nothing?
I spent so many Delta miles to come clean up the stage of the Soho Theater.
Do you have enough Delta miles left to get the towel?
No. Patrick.
Patrick?
Someone in our audience has helped you, and what is polite?
Yes, and...
Thank you. I probably won't use it, but thank you.
No.
What?
Patrick, if that box of single-serving tissues is not enough to clean it up,
Yes.
then we go to the mop. But we don't go to the mop right away when we got a perfectly good, unopened...
Okay, now, hold on. Thank you very much. George will hold on to that. Patrick.
This roll of towels is for good boys who clean up with the tissues they've been given.
Patrick, do you know when those towels will be deployed? They will be deployed the moment the audience stops laughing. Because there's a principle in comedy, follow the laugh. And right now, the idea of you cleaning this up with the tissues is killing. And to give you the paper towels would be to kill the momentum of this show.
Yeah.
It's setup punchline. I spilled the cup. Perfect setup.
Oh. Now,
the punchline comes.
I think now would be a great time to bring out our guests.
Absolutely.
Because I want them to see this. Because right now, we've been playing with power dynamics in the show.
Yes.
And I think this is a great way of demonstrating the true power dynamics at work.
Yes.
Because also, Patrick, we respect you.
We respect you. We respect you, and
You gotta say that.
this is not
You're doing
an
a good job.
abusive work relationship. Grogers and Gragas, please welcome to the stage to witness Patrick Cotner clean up water with Kleenex. Jerome St. John Blake and Pierre Bohanna! Patrick's move. This is his microphone. You go to one of these two chairs
Oh,
over.
and it's okay if you track the liquid over the stage, Pierre, because we have Patrick to clean it up.
Yeah. That's what he's here for.
Jerome, do you want the middle seat?
Don't ask me to sit on that.
On what?
All in badly.
Huh?
So what the hell happened? I was away for 5 minutes.
Watto spilled
Yes.
a drink, and then Patrick is cleaning up with some tissues that an audience member gifted him.
Yes.
And he didn't want to do it because he's a producer, not a comedian, and he didn't realize how funny it would be.
Yes.
This is classic. Now you get it. That's funny, Patrick.
Do you
Look
hear
at
that? It's killing. It is killing. Can you use the cup? It'd be
Yes.
kind of rude, but sure.
Oh, a second package of tissues you have earned.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Patrick, you've unlocked a reward with your good behavior.
Yes. And the laughs are getting bigger. This is funnier than anything we could say tonight.
If I may, I'm going to unlock my Brooklyn accent and say that's really nasty.
Yeah.
Has anyone got a sponge?
Not funny. See, it didn't get the laugh. They liked the Kleenex. The idea was
You
good.
promised that wouldn't happen after the dressing room.
It's a funny joke, but the visual here is just,
Yeah.
you can't improve upon it.
Now, Pierre, Jerome, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So excited to have you on the show.
Yes.
And because
Thank you for having me.
and
Isn't that what you're supposed to say on this kind of thing?
absolutely. Oh, thank you for having me.
Even though you haven't had me yet.
I'm having you right now. This is the having.
We're mid-having.
Even if you left right now, I would tell everyone I had you.
Okay. So the having has become the had that had not been happening.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now, the only question is how
We're
much.
all on the same page.
Yes. How much will I have you?
Yes.
Right now, I've only had you a little bit.
I'm a virgin after the first 9 inches.
Oh, now
Well,
that's more of that filthy comedy. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Patrick, blue.
Yeah.
You really need that sponge. Still no answer.
Now this is, okay.
Honestly, look at the mess he's making over
I
there.
know, he was so nice the way I had it arranged before. It was a beautiful pattern and he's kind of disrupted it. Thank you. Oh, please. Hey, not this early in the night. I might fall asleep
Hey.
quickly
Okay,
afterwards.
great, thank you.
Pierre, here's a question for you.
It's Soho, people. Get ready.
Pierre,
I'm listening.
you have an incredible resume, working on some of the biggest movies of all time. Various capacities as a prop maker, head of prop department, prop costumer, all these sorts of things. Now you look at this. Imagine this is a project. You've been brought on. James Cameron goes, we have $250 million to let Patrick clean the water up on the stage. Now you said sponge, right? But that's not cinematic. What would be the most cinematic execution? If you could give Patrick any prop to clean up the water on stage, but it's not about how quickly the water gets cleaned up. It's about what's going to make the audience feel something.
I think he needs a...
$250 million.
Yeah, that's what they said.
The audience come on holiday with me for the next week.
That's your pitch.
That's it.
That's your pitch. Okay.
I like it.
Yes.
I think he just needs a hat that's a squeegee or something.
That's good. See, that's good.
Yeah.
A convertible, you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
front and back, so you can go forwards and backwards, I think.
Yeah.
Here we go. I did tell you it's Soho. Back and forth.
Nice.
Back
Actually, you
and
can probably
forth.
buy one.
Back and forth.
Now we're just a few kilometers.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
How
From-
modern.
Yes, he gets it.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
European.
A man of the world.
It's the polite thing to do. I did the conversion in my head.
Yeah, we still do miles in this country.
Yeah. I've heard the Proclaimers song. I know that's
If
not
you're
all.
over, if you're over 40.
Yeah. But we're adjacent in a way to Star Wars Celebration. But we're not a part of it. This is like
Thank
a
God.
off-campus unauthorized.
Radical, rebellious.
Punk rock.
Rebel scum.
Rebel scum.
Yeah, that's
Looking at it.
because Star Wars is always a little bit about breaking the rules,
Yeah.
right? A lot of if you think about how often in Star Wars our heroes break the rules.
Right on, brother.
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yes, and here was a rule. In the year 1976, Hollywood said, we have never made a Star Wars movie. And one George Lucas stood up and said, I got an idea. What if we did?
Give me that ruler.
You break it.
Yeah. But now, Patrick, if you never worked on a Star Wars.
Never worked. You're the only person on the stage who has never worked on a Star Wars.
What is this Star Wars of which you speak?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Don't play dumb with me. You worked on you played more Star Wars characters than Harrison Ford does.
I did. Yes.
He just does the one. But you played
Yeah.
tons.
And he got paid so much more money than I did.
Yeah, because it's not by the part. You know what I mean? Like different
by the
parts.
As ever, I spread myself too thinly.
Now, Jerome, can I cross-reference
Yes,
here
you
with
can.
you?
You can do whatever you like.
Because there are varying. I
Charlie.
got to make it through the next hour. I'm telling you, my energy peaks if you go too fast on the nose. Jerome, I just want to cross-reference here because there are varying reports. In the film Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace,
The very first Star Wars.
number 1, first out of the gate, a
Ever.
film starring
Ever. For the first time ever.
for the first time
A
ever,
Star Wars is released to completion.
in finished form.
And I'm not saying we didn't do test screenings. Obviously, we did a lot of test screenings.
Here's my question. I want to go down this list and I want you to confirm or deny.
I was once on doing jury service.
Okay.
In the court.
This is
one
what that's
time,
going
yes?
to be like. Yes.
And
Yes.
how about this?
Yeah.
At one point, everybody knew that it was a setup. The guy was just being framed. You know, he was innocent.
It was like a
et cetera,
prank
et cetera.
show or something. Yeah.
And the judge, the prosecuting attorney,
Yes.
was just rambling on. He was, la la la, this, that, and the other. And the judge said, "Excuse me, would you do the court the kind service of moving real rapidly to your point?"
Okay. Had to unlock my phone because that ironically took a little while to explain. Jerome, I'm going to list some names for you. I ask you to confirm or deny. Lightly. Lightly. That's the most sensitive part. Jerome, Masameda.
Yes.
Unfrita.
Order. We shall have order.
Hey now, that's a little for free. Oporansisis. Runhaku. Horrocks Rider. Graxol Calvin. Nick Regrap. Megan Thee Stallion. I tricked you. You were too quick. You got into. I didn't say Simon.
Did you just say Megan Thee Stallion?
I added one in there that you didn't play.
Well, I have been complimented in the past that I'm quite in touch with my feminine side. But I've never been called Megan Thee Stallion
I was
before.
asking. I wasn't telling. I was asking. But that's quite the murderer's row.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played all of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, some of your...
Badly.
No.
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 No bad acting.
No.
That's
has never
my number
been.
one rule.
Yes.
Now,
There
I'll admit.
is, look,
Yeah.
not
What?
a lot of
What?
people know this, right? But on one occasion, I had the good fortune to have a conversation with Michael Caine at BAFTA, just after he had made a film called Harry Brown, which was, you know, a low budget London film. And so we're walking down the stairs, and I'm standing next to Michael, and I said, Michael, could I just pay you a compliment? He said, well, all right then, go on. I said, the film you made with Steve Martin,
Dirty, rotten, scoundrels. 3 things I have been called on a daily basis. My entire life.
A film directed by Yoda.
It's true.
Oh,
And
believe.
co-starring,
I've got a story about Frank Oz that we'll come back to in a
co-starring the
minute.
Emperor, right?
But
A little bit at the end.
But it was this wonderful moment. Michael and I were standing, literally, we were walking down the stairs at BAFTA, and I said, you know, I think, never mind Get Carter, never mind, you know, all of those landmark films you made in the 60s. I actually genuinely believe that his performance in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was absolutely brilliant, right? And so here we are, and Michael actually stopped on the stairs, and he sort of stopped me walking, and he went,
I'm going to play the part of Michael Caine.
and he went,
Watto, do the voice.
he said,
Jerome, please stop.
he said,
Stop around. You must stop.
he said these words. He said, oh, that's very interesting. Because not a lot of people like that film.
You know,
And if you know Michael Caine, he is an absolute fiend for detail and ridiculous, you know, minutiae and all the rest of it. And he just stopped me and he went, not a lot of people like that film.
I'll tell you, I met Michael Caine once and I said, Michael, my favorite performance of yours, gently, The Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel, where you played a dead priest, and I swear to God, he looked at me and he said, no one likes that. Not one person. And I went, you got me dead to rights.
Yeah, I've never worked with Michael, but my buddy Steve made a movie, and then 3 movies later, Michael was in one of the. He made a series of movies, and Michael was in the 4th one.
Just for the revenge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which not.
Was it called Fat Man?
No. It was Jaws 4: The Revenge, and the tagline was "This time it's personal." And I think that's why it didn't do very well, because people. I know I sometimes get very uncomfortable with when something's too emotional.
Don't get too close.
This is too personal. Like now the shark. Like it was one thing when my buddy Steve made one. He's like, let's not make it too personal.
Yes.
Like this is a shark.
This is a generalized attack.
Don't want this to feel like he's eating these people because he dislikes them.
This shark has no vendettas.
Jaws actually likes them
He
quite a
loves
lot.
them. It's the only way he knows how to express his love.
Yeah.
Is to eat them.
Yeah.
Is to break them into little pieces,
He did. Because it's easier to love them that way.
bit by bit.
Pierre, have you ever worked with Michael Caine?
Are we ready for shark love at this time of the evening?
We've been fucking my nose for the last 20 minutes. We're way past that point. Pierre, did you work with Michael Caine?
I've worked on Batman. I worked on Dark Knight.
So any props for Alfred? Or were you doing?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't have anything. It's.
Well, Alfred often brings things into the room.
Tea tray.
Trays,
A tray covered in props.
It's actually all someone else's.
Oh.
I just made the suit.
Oh, the suit.
Yeah.
Like he put his whole body in that.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
not
That's,
his suit.
Well,
I mean,
go the bat suit.
Yeah, the bat suit.
That's
So he
a
didn't work-
bummer they didn't let you work on any of the fun stuff in the movie.
No, exactly.
We were hoping you'd have stories about the trays, but you made the bat suit.
You know, it is a shame. I know that it's a shame. I would have liked, if I was doing one of the Batman movies, I think it'd be fun if once Alfred put on the bat suit,
Yes.
like they needed a Batman and Bruce Wayne was busy, and then Alfred had to do it, and then he would like do really well, but Batman gets all the credit.
Well, you could script that in, couldn't you? I think that's kind of a good idea.
I'm out of the business.
Yeah.
Dude, let's face it, it's Friday night, it's Soho, so if Alfred wants to borrow the bat suit and put it on and have a bit of fun,
Let him do it.
why not?
Let him do
Probably
it.
where he got the idea for it.
Pierre, I want to talk about Phantom Menace props.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a bit. You sound exhausted by the topic.
No, it was one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah, baby.
You got what's a favorite prop from that one? Is there any one that you're like, this one's gonna be so good?
I can think. How about some chance cues?
I've got a good prop story that one of my colleagues there. One day, Ty Teager, the prop master, came in to my colleague Toby and said,
Yeah.
"Quick, we need an intercom. We need an intercom for Liam's character."
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn.
And we need it like in 5 minutes. So Toby, being a brilliant prop maker he did, he grabbed some bits and he got, for some reason, he had a Wilkinson sword lady shave handle on his, on his, you know, in his personal kit.
Yeah.
So he stuck some bits and bobs on the top of it, sprayed it sort of bronzy gold, and then off go. And then in the film, you
Yeah.
see it.
Now, do you know, Pierre, beyond that, that prop was immortalized as a piece of merchandise called the Comtech Reader. Do you know about this?
Well, no, that's what I was going to say next.
Okay, good. I'm sorry I got that. You're talking
So what
to
should we talk about now?
A big Comtech fan. Go on.
That was my best gag.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must jump in and tell you that Liam Neeson's Bronzy is not gold.
Oh.
It's a kind of shamrock green.
It could have been gold once. It certainly took the hairs off ladies' legs.
I don't understand what we're talking about.
I'm not alone then.
We don't deal in some.
I will
I-
hunt you down. I
Right.
know I will hunt you down.
Is this Cockney rhyming slang?
Return.
Governor.
I'm sorry, I just completely lost the last 30 seconds.
Join me. I've lost the last 30 years of my life. So,
Wow.
Pierre,
whatever.
how did you get the job for Phantom Menace?
I'd worked on I've worked on Judge Dredd before, and
Always cross your legs.
and
there,
I'd
Chris.
met the prop master on that, and so I got offered a job prop making on that. But it's funny. I remember Judge Dredd. We, of course, a lot of the guys that worked on that, we were all in 2000 AD. It's just like it's such a big thing in the UK at that time. It was at Sheffield.
Yeah.
But of course, we all sat in the cinema after we made it and watched it and saw Dredd come on, and then suddenly he takes off his helmet and just goes, "Oh my God, what's he doing? What's he doing? Don't take Dredd never takes his helmet off." And he had eyeliner on. Stallone had eyeliner, so Judge Dredd had eyeliner on.
Good. It's Friday night in Soho.
It's Friday night in Soho.
Yeah.
Let Judge Dredd wear whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Kind of never, anyway.
Now, I don't want to make you choose, but I'm going to. Props in Phantom Menace were a little better than the props in Judge Dredd, I think.
Thank you.
I know I'm biased because it's my world.
Love fest going on over
We
there.
had a lovely time in it. It was such fun.
Did we ever interact?
You did. You came into the workshops. Yeah.
Yeah,
You came
but
to
did
the
I
workshop.
talk to you personally?
You
It's
never
been a
made,
while.
You never made eye contact. You were too busy. You were in the zone. You
Yeah.
were just
Really?
on fire.
Get a room. Just.
I think we're all bonding here. That's why we got this room. But was I a good boss? This is a question for both of you. Was I a good boss?
Well, the check's cleared. That was good. Good
That's-
start. Yeah.
I will deny it to the highest court in the land. I've never met this man before.
Hey, 7 rules.
Anything he says, I will not subscribe to.
Wow.
See, now, you're an important part of my storytelling legacy because you played a variety of different characters. Some noble, some cowardly, some greedy, some wicked.
Yes.
The whole gamut. Many politicians. Were you ever angry that you had to play so many politicians?
Dude, here you go. When we were talking in the green room
Yeah.
earlier.
This is
I
before the
said-
show. You guys didn't hear this, so get ready.
All right. Here you go. Here
Have you got a cushion?
I am going to break cover now with something that I honestly believe and George Lucas agrees with me that
I'm George Lucas.
Disney.
Everyone just look at George
Dude,
Lucas as
Get
Jerome
over
says.
yourself. You
Yeah.
are not George
I'm gonna
Lucas.
get a room with you. I'm gonna get a room with you.
Here it is. The dismal display of the Disneyfied versions of Star Wars films is just that. It's
A lot of alliteration there. The dismal Disneyfication.
do you want me to do like cartoon characters to back up what I'm talking about?
Tell me.
I can do Foghorn Leghorn.
I want to hear it.
I say, do not make another Disney film, boy.
He does sound like a lot of people I hear on Fox News now.
Yeah. So you're not a fan. You like the old stuff that I was doing, and you feel strongly about it.
Here we go. Serious moment. And honestly, I don't give a.
Hang on 1 second.
Don't give a fuck.
Thank you so much.
Who else wants to say it? Who else?
No, absolutely serious moment. Here we go.
All right. Okay. We've been having a lot of fun. We're gonna.
Oh,
I know
he's cutting me off.
We're gonna get back to the
He's
comedy in a
setting the-
second.
he's setting the
I'm
mood.
setting you up. I'm setting
He's
you up.
setting the mood.
You are gonna love the mood I'm about to set.
It's an unbelievable mood he's about to.
All right. The comedy will continue in a minute,
Yeah.
but this is gonna be a serious moment.
People have been laughing too much. We have to focus them up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Meet me in the bar later, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you the story that I'm not
No.
being allowed to tell.
Tell the story.
right
This
now.
is the time for the story.
This is the time for the story.
Okay, George, bless him, after
Bless you.
Bless me.
18. No, get over it. You are not George Lucas.
Gesundheit. That is not the way to win this audience. They do not want to feel like fools for having come here.
After 17 years of expectation, right? George, in his infinite stupidity, decided to make another Star Wars film, which I was blessed to be part of.
Bless you.
But after 17 years of expectation,
Serious moment. Serious moment.
he had nowhere to go, because 17 years of expectation cannot ever be lived up to. But he tried,
Yes.
right? He came up with a different version
Yes.
of Star Wars. Whereas, and here I go, I'm going to say it again, and I will alliterate,
Yes.
Disney dumbing down, etc., etc.
Disney dumbing down dibba-duh.
All that they have done is remake A New Hope.
Okay. I don't know if that
But a distinct lack of Watto. And now we get to the central issue. Representation matters, and the Disney Star Wars films have 0 Toydarians. Every single character in these movies, mind tricks work on them. There's no dramatic stakes in that. Watto, you're money.
I don't take Titanian credits.
Now, Pierre, what was the most fun prop to build for Force Awakens?
Say again?
For Force Awakens.
What was it? What did you say? What was the
Well,
most fun prop to go through?
Yeah, to build.
Pierre, I believe you worked on 5 Disney Star Wars movies. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've got all those scars.
The perfect set.
Great.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I did on Force Awakens.
What was your favorite prop?
Thank you, Anna.
Well, I think we had the great fun of doing C-3PO again.
Good guy, good friend of mine. Used to crash on my couch.
Yeah, you heard it here, people. He did C-3PO.
There you go.
Yeah, we built.
And it wasn't a Friday.
Now you had Pierre. You had a C3PO who had red arm.
Yeah.
I never did that.
No.
I didn't even recognize him when he showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Is that painted, or how do you do that?
well. JJ asked to.
J.J.
for it
Abrams.
to- yeah, asked to
Make the arm red.
make the arm red. And
He asked you this? He asked you this?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And so he did it.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell anybody what it was for,
Yeah.
especially Anthony. So we never really understood what the red arm was for, but we did it because I do what I'm told.
That's right. You don't want to rebel. I mean,
Anthony likes that.
Yeah.
No.
No, he doesn't.
He does like it when you do what you're told.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
you don't want. There's a time and a place for rebellion, and it's not with the prop person. You don't want a rebellious prop person who's like, no,
It's
gold
not.
arms only.
It's not in my nature.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, Pierre.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Now,
I hope
was-
I inspired some people with my
Now-
rebellion.
Why do you need physical props? Because it seems like is digital, like you could just have like someone go like this, and then they can paint the prop in, like any prop. And that way, if you change the prop later, you just type a few lines of code. Does that worry you that the props are going digital?
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
because also like we had the prop of the drink, but it required a lot of cleanup.
Well,
But
elbow
digitally,
grease, yeah.
especially now that water is so easy to do, that was a hard thing to do for a while.
Yeah.
We could really do that, and we could have it spill. We could have it do a tidal wave.
Yeah.
you could have Patrick cleaning up for years, couldn't you? He could-
the tidal wave that happened over there?
Yes, it's
That's
gone
right,
now
yeah.
because someone did a very good job.
yeah.
Patrick, think about it.
Hold this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, Jerome. Yeah,
ladies and
thank you.
gentlemen, Patrick is responsible for.
Okay.
And this is. I'm going to pick up your point.
Hear him out.
Practical effects.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Right. To this day, right? I still watch. I still try and be engaged and look at new product, Netflix, whatever, yada yada.
Streamers.
No one to this day has come up with a digital effect process
I'm about
that
to
can
stop you.
mimic practical physical,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's real.
It would have been a waste of time for me to wipe up digital water. Not unlike that real stuff.
Now, but here I'm gonna call you out on this because we had practical water, but we have fully digital water here on stage.
We got a combination.
What you're looking at here is just billions of ones and zeros, and it looks, to me, it looks real.
The whole language.
So
That's
where
real.
does
That's
what does
very
Apparently,
real.
apparently, I've got a binary screwdriver going on here, but it's
Yeah,
kind
look
of
how big my drink
running
is.
out.
Let me help you. Hold that
Throw it to
drink.
you. There you go.
Patrick, I spilled the giant drink. And it's got to be really wide white.
Get your-
Oh,
He's missed a bit.
It's a good,
Right.
good fellas moment. Get your shine box.
yeah. Now, Jerome, you said you have a Frank Oz story.
I do. Yes. Would
Yeah.
you Would you like to hear Frank Oz story?
Is
And
it
Windsor.
Yeah.
How
I
will
think
we,
so. I
How
think
will we
so.
It
feel
is.
after?
By the way, it is clean
Okay.
Good?
Good.
Yeah.
Just like that damn floor.
and it is true.
Good.
That's also
Okay.
good.
We're shooting at Leavesden Studios, which is where all the Harry Potter films were made subsequently. But when we're making Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
it's an old aero engine plant. So it's this huge cavernous space, and at the far end is a canteen. And as always with George, it's just like a community type thing. You know, it's like he wanders off to go to the canteen and have lunch, as we all did.
Yeah. It's just lunch. You have to have it.
Yeah,
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna not
know
have
that.
You would.
You know, I'm gonna give. I don't give a lot of acting notes, Jerome. but I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna give you this one, Jerome. I want to see if you can commit.
Okay.
Jerome, I want you to look me in the eye. I want you to look me in the eye, Jerome. I want to see if you can commit, because I know I'm George Lucas.
Do you want to try?
And I want you to make me. I know you can do this.
You can do this.
Yes.
You can do this, Jerome.
Yeah. Are we gonna fight? What's gonna happen?
Oh, man.
Okay, here we go. You are going to...
Is that digital?
You, for the next 2 minutes, you are going to be George Lucas.
Yeah.
For the next 40 minutes or so.
Would you step up and be Frank Oz?
I'll try. Yeah.
Audience, here we go. These two guys, this is Lucas, this is Frank Oz.
Yeah.
I am
They-
Watto.
Patrick.
Go on.
Patrick, Jerome, the
Go on.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm at lunch.
Anybody that's not in this scene, would they please clear
We'll
the
leave.
frame?
We'll leave. Waddle, let's clear frame.
right.
No, let's clear frame. So let's go. We'll just go behind the chairs.
Here we go.
I'm going to go here.
I'm gonna hang out back here.
All right. So just so I'm understanding, I've wandered off at lunchtime.
So here we go.
I've wandered
We're
off.
walking towards the canteen, which
All
is
right.
at the back of the room.
We can just walk in place.
Walk.
And so here I am. I'm in my Oppo Rancisis costume.
Great character.
All
Great
covered,
character.
covered in hair and all kinds of bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking behind, and then I hear George lean over to Frank as they're wandering along, and he says, you know, Frank,
Frank.
when we get back from
We
lunch,
get back from lunch.
you might want to check your accent.
Check your accent.
And Frank looked at him and said, why? He said, because in that last take,
No, last take.
you made Yoda sound a little bit like Miss Piggy.
All right, Waddle, we can go back.
Yeah.
I felt like I was there.
It's amazing.
True story.
It's amazing.
That's
It was like practical virtual reality. That's what that was.
Yeah. And
Why have you gone all Hungarian?
Well, originally, my family comes from Hungary. That was the old country.
Yeah.
And then we get to Ellis Island. We sort of, yeah. And then went from Ellis Island to Tatooine. That was the journey.
And what was the long? Because originally they shortened it to Watto at Ellis Island. I believe it was a longer name.
Yeah.
Far more ethnic.
Yeah. It was Wadowitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
My grandfather was Herschel Wadowitz. They shortened the nose, too. That was the other thing. There's a give or take another inch. That's not important. It's a Friday night.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Hungarian anti-Semitism. Beautiful.
Well, no, it's you can't be if it's coming from inside the house. That's all I was saying. It's very clearly.
The calls on the women's razors are coming
This
from
is
inside
okay.
the house.
I can say it because I am.
Yes, yes. George, you have a question.
oh, I do.
It looks like you're about to ask one.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely have a question.
Yeah, I do. What is my question?
Patrick, volley back to you. Nail
Okay,
this.
I think your question was, what? Now, when you're updating C-3PO, what does that mean? What do you have to change?
We're
It's
back
for
to
you,
that.
Pierre.
His socks.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're updating C-3PO, what is that? What do you have to change?
Well, you have to.
I don't like being this. I don't know whatever this Cyrano act is you have going on.
You have to give him a red arm.
Yeah, okay, great.
Number one.
Yeah, and also you need to make sure that you can get in and out of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which was difficult in the original film, wasn't it? It took a while to get in there, like 45 minutes.
Yeah, because now the 3PO outfit's like the Spanx technology. You can really like squeeze it in.
That's it. It's just a helmet, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a
Ladies,
full
are you
thing,
listening to
but-
this? I'm slightly disturbed by that. You know. Just squeeze it in.
You gotta.
it
You
in.
gotta.
You gotta squeeze it in.
Pierre, no, sorry, go on.
No, no,
Well, I was
please.
going to go. I was going to ask about the different film in your career that I'm very curious about, because we've been talking about this debate of practical versus digital. There is a movie you worked on that is one of my favorite movies from the last 15 years, and it was made
Steve.
on a fairly reasonable budget, but I think it is one of the best-looking movies of the last 15 years. Do you know what I'm going to say?
We heard it here first.
No, I don't go.
But I think the key to it is it used a lot more practical effects than a lot of modern films.
Yes.
Danny Boyle's Sunshine, I think. I heard a very good 3-hour podcast episode about it. But I'm very curious. It's a film I'm obsessed with, and I'm very curious what the process was working on that movie. Because that's a $40 million budget, and it looks about as good as any blockbuster in the 15 years since it's come out.
It was Danny's baby for a long, long time, and he, and he wanted it to be that size so that he had control. That was the basic idea.
Gotta have control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what? You've got to hold on to it. You've got to make it yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a. It was a really tight time and a really tight budget, but yeah, we kind of pulled it off. We just, it's just making the environments and it was all about the inside of the ship, really, trying to make it look cool.
Were you involved with the suit at all, the gold suit?
No, that wasn't me. I did the prop making on that.
Okay.
Another company, the big gold suit, the mad gold suit. Yeah.
But how, it feels like that is a film with limited resources that feels like it has a tremendous story.
Yeah. But that's what you all try and do, isn't it? You all try and make the most out of what you've got.
He loves this. He loves when you bring it back to him. This is great.
Yeah.
This is good.
Well,
you know how it works.
and famously, I've got a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You've done one or two things before.
Anybody that's ever experienced poverty, when did $40 million become a limited budget?
Has anyone here experienced poverty?
Yeah, that's a great
When you
question.
employ
Great,
me.
so you guys can relate. Okay, good.
Counterpoint. Who here has experienced a $40 million budget?
Yeah.
Well,
And we're back to Harrison Ford.
There you go.
Yeah, I've worked at both ends of the spectrum. I've made movies where we haven't had a lot, and then I've had movies where there was no limit to what we could do and what we could spend. And I like them both, but I'd rather have more. It's more fun.
You've done the gamut of being able to afford Harrison Ford in one role and Jerome in 7. That's huge.
That's right. And I will say that there's a thing that happens, which is it's sort of when you're an artist, your ambition sort of in filmmaking anyway, it expands to fit the budget. So you could be making a budget for a very low budget movie, and then suddenly you're making one that is $100 million or $200 million, and somehow you find a way of still feeling like if it just had $201 million, then we could really make the film we want to make. And that is just, I think, something about when you have creative ambitions, they don't end when your budget ends. There's always the feeling that you want to do a little bit more. And even something like Phantom Menace, like when we got to we were testing through the edits of that, there was still stuff that we were figuring out as if we'd never made a Star Wars film before. There were still things where, and to some extent, yes, we hadn't completed one. That was the hard thing about Phantom Menace, really, was I'm like, finally, I'm gonna finish one of these things. And it was just like so difficult to realize, well, that's it, that's the movie. Yeah. I'm not going to get to play around with it for another few decades to find that perfect McClunky that makes it all tie together.
Can I show my... No, go ahead.
Showing my age now, and I'm not embarrassed about that.
I'm not about
but
mine.
Do you remember just after Phantom Menace came out, there was a VHS available called The Phantom Edit?
Yes.
Yeah.
No Jar Jar.
No, and the thing was, at that time, people suspected that it was Brian De Palma who...
Brian wouldn't do that to me.
He wrote the Crow.
He can be mean, but he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Steve. Steve, I didn't say Brian the Farmer. I said Brian De Palma.
Yeah, two different guys.
But anyway, there were rumors.
No, it's that. What's the guy from the '70s show? The guy keeps doing the fan edits. Who's that guy?
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Topher Grace keeps doing these fan edits.
Topher the farmer.
But honestly, if you have never seen it, I encourage you to seek it out, because
Wait, what
it
are you
wasn't.
here? You're encouraging people to commit a crime. This isn't illegal. This is an illegal edit of
Soho,
my
9
film.
p.m.
Because-
anything's
because-
fair
Break the
game.
law.
Because
You're gonna get everyone here thrown in prison.
all this was the most brilliant thing. Whoever did it just chopped out all the dead wood in terms of the editing,
Now-
right? Just made it.
A lot of the sets were made of wood. Yes.
And blue, yeah.
Yes. Yes. What are you talking about? What part? You said I tried my best. And my best is great. Therefore, a great film.
Also, Jerome,
It
to be
was.
fair,
It was.
Jerome,
It turned out to
Jerome,
be. Yes,
you're
darling.
all over that dang movie. I don't want to look. I don't want to
Seven
cause problems.
Okay, you provoke me now.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He's popping off, folks.
This. Not only did whoever edited that
Was it
film
you, Jerome?
chop out.
Did you make this VHS? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was trying to get a laugh.
Not only. Yeah, well, you succeeded.
Thank you so much.
For once in your life. But not only was it a crisper and more efficient film, there was also a huge amount more of me in it.
Wow. Look at that.
Wait, they added footage of that? Are you 100% sure you were not behind this edit?
We are having a Perry Mason moment.
One more thing, Jerome.
There was previously unforeseen footage of wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now there it is.
But seriously, it was a brilliant thing because whoever did it just chopped out all of the dead,
What?
pauses, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And it tightened the whole thing up. And it was brilliant. It
Yeah.
was absolutely superb.
Now, Jerome, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Was Watto still in the movie?
Of course.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Look, I don't, look, George, can we be honest? Can we be brutally honest?
I mean, how brutal. I'm already having my feelings hurt.
It's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, right?
I know, but look, we've been wild. We've done filthy humor.
Yeah.
I
just
haven't
comes
even
a point-
started with the filthy humor yet.
Yeah, you gotta. You gotta. Filthy. The stage was filthy. I cleaned it up. That's how we started the show.
Yes, you're a very good boy.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Like, somebody yelled out before something that I think it's a good point, which is, I made the Star Wars movies I made, and I'm proud of them. And we're celebrating the 40th birthday of Return of the Jedi. Everybody?
Wow.
40th birthday of test screenings of...
Yeah. The first little test screenings we put out into the world. We didn't have Jedi rocks in it. A lot of stuff we didn't have in it. But somebody yelled out, that there's more thoughtful casting in some of the newer ones since I stopped doing them. And one of the things, I don't know if you guys looked this up. Maybe you already know this. I know a lot of you guys like Star Wars. I love it. I love Star Wars so much. I miss it. When I made Return of the Jedi, I don't know if you know this. There were a lot of, because I was producing, but I wasn't directing, but I kind of was. You know what I mean? I wasn't directing. I was meddling, which every producer has the right to.
Fake.
Fiddle rights.
And it's a very popular catchphrase. That's not how you went over the crowd in Soho. There were a lot of, in the final battle, there were a lot of X-wing rebel fighter pilots that were women, and I cut them all out of the movie.
The Granny Squadron. Yeah.
I cut them all out of the movie, and that's.
This
Are you
is
sure?
real. You can see the footage
Now,
online.
George, do you care to explain why?
I never have explained, and I never will. I'll just say, I'm sorry. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
They won't let me back in. I'm not allowed back into the building to
Yeah.
re-edit any more of the movies.
Yeah.
I have tried. I have tried specifically. I haven't told this publicly, but I had like a whole flash drive full of female pilot footage, and I tried to Danny Ocean style break in to re-edit and upload it to the Disney Plus server. And they
A
caught
flash
me.
drive full of females.
No, female fighter footage that I shot for Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Viking
Not everything's
females.
a
I just thought
Randy-
we should clear that one up
Yeah, not
before the
everything's
cops arrive.
an opportunity for Randy humor.
Is this it?
He's a really good actor.
Ribaldry.
I loved Randy Humer's films.
Randy.
Yeah, he was really good.
Now we really are
Yeah.
doing Cockney Rhyming
I
Sling.
think he did a number of fantastic B movies with another guy called Trip Hazard.
Yeah. Randy humor. Oh no, I have a tumor. That's a doctor. That's a doctor, a Cockney doctor, and he's giving the diagnosis.
George, take a bow. Take a bow.
But the thing is, like, I take your note about Phantom Menace. I don't take it gladly because I think it's, and I say this with all modesty, a perfect film.
Yeah.
A perfect film.
Yeah.
But I don't like every movie I see.
Oh,
Sometimes I see a movie, and I help my friend. We were talking about Brian the Farmer. I helped him out with Mission Impossible. I was the one who said you should kill a bunch of people right at the top of that movie, and he did it.
Too many
And now they
kills.
can't stop making those. I said kill everybody at the top of this movie, and you'll have a franchise that will.
Is that true?
Yes.
I never
That is
heard you talk
true.
about that, George.
That is true.
Wow.
Yeah, great note, right? Let's put Emilio Estevez, a bunch of people, have them all get
Spoilers.
killed.
I'm so sorry for
Oh
the
yeah, sorry for
spoilers.
spoiling the cold open for Mission Impossible 1.
George, do you remember the first time you showed me Phantom? That's what I call Phantom Menace, because
Yeah.
I worked on it.
Sometimes we're short. Let me
Girls,
explain.
he's not talking about anything going on in the shorts.
Yeah.
No. It's there. It's not a phantom. It's there, baby.
There, it exists. George,
Yeah,
you showed me
I-
Phantom, and you said, what the...
Show me your phantom.
I didn't say his Phantom, I said, showed me Phantom.
Although it was his phantom, he
It
made
was,
the
in
movie.
fact, his
my
He made the
phantom.
movie.
If anyone calls claim to it. And you said, Watto, I think this one's perfect. And I said, I hate to be a stickler, but
Foolish
I have
brag.
one note. I said, on the next one, a little hat. And I said, then you'll have a masterpiece. Then, a
And
little
Watto,
sequel hat.
and Watto,
Yes.
did I not, in that very moment, say, I'm way ahead of you?
Yep.
And then I pulled up a previs.
Yes.
Now, previs, this is a pre-visualization for
Yes.
episode 2.
Yes.
And what was it a picture of?
A little hat.
Because great minds, right?
Yep, you
Great
were ahead
minds
of me.
think alike.
You whacked a floppy disk in my face.
That's right.
And it said, Watto's little hat.
Watto's little hat.
Now, Jerome, I have a question. Yes.
Are you sure?
I want to do something that we do sometimes on the show, which is clear up Wikipedia things.
Great.
But in this time, it's a little twist because it's clearing up a Wikipedia thing. It says, Jerome, you filmed scenes for Solo, a Star Wars story. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. One of the Disney ones. I just want to say it. But it says it was.
After all that tough talk. Jerome, can I ask a question? Jerome, can I ask a question? How many pieces of silver did they pay you?
Now this was not my question. Now my question.
I'm so mad.
It says.
Do you want?
Yes.
I have a
Do you want?
question.
Do you want? Do you want the truth?
Yes.
I can handle the truth, Jerome.
This guy
You
wants to
can't
have a
handle
lighting
the
show.
truth.
Okay. It says it's unknown if you played a new character or reprised an original role. Can we answer this question tonight?
I can.
Will
And
you? You got the spotlight.
Do we have any color options here?
Find
Maybe
your-
a melancholy blue?
Find your light, Jerome. Find your light.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, do you want to stand in the middle of the stage?
I'm reminded
Okay. Yes.
of this moment of dear Brian Blessed.
There we
Yes,
go.
Boss Nass himself.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great actor.
And Brian did this one time at a Q&A rather similar to this.
Okay, great.
I passed him the microphone.
We've never been called a Q&A, but I like it. I like it.
That's what the talk show is, in a sense. Okay,
Yes.
passes you the microphone.
So I passed Brian the microphone,
Yes.
Yes.
and he said, "No, that's all right, dear. I don't need it."
Okay, great. We are filming, so I will hold the mic up
No,
to
no,
you.
no. Stage training. Stage training. He knows how to project.
You might remember me from such films as I don't need one.
We're filming, so I just want to make sure.
But I'm currently performing in the stage version of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
I just looked at him. I went, that's a real performer. That is
Okay. Okay.
no microphone whatsoever.
No
You know,
microphone.
Just
Okay,
projecting, as somebody I believe shouted just then.
Jerome, I have a question for
Well,
you.
that didn't clear up the Wikipedia.
Patrick, please. We have to keep the show moving.
I just-
This is almost like having Kenny Baker back alive with me.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
And I'm standing up.
A real human being. Patrick,
Yes. Yes.
So,
we have to keep the show moving. I
Yes,
have a
yes.
question
So anyway,
for Jerome. I have a question
you-
for Jerome.
no, you want the story about Solo?
I do. I do.
Right.
I
So-
desperately do.
This- The story about Solo, I was
Okay,
one,
we're good. We're doing great. We're all doing great.
I was one of an alien family that was
Okay.
filmed for Solo. I was 3D photographed for would have been my 6th action figure
Whoa.
for Star Wars.
I have two. Go on. Wata with little hat. Go on. You have me beat. You have me beat. I can see. You have me beat. Go on.
But then, scholars of the history of Star Wars will know this.
Yeah.
That those two guys
Yeah.
who were directing the thing got
Yes.
fired.
Yes. Yes.
Lord,
yes.
Lord of Miller, Lego movie.
Ron Howard came in
Yeah.
and took over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Guy Willow.
Script was entirely changed,
Yeah.
and for the first time ever, and this, of course, has to happen to you once in your life as
Sure.
an actor, you end up on the cutting room floor.
Sure. Okay. I'm so sorry.
So my part was excluded from the film, and not only that, there's some kind of book, I can't remember what it's called now, but like
The
a
Art of-
like a visual dictionary
Yes,
of,
yes, of
you know,
Solo,
yada, yada,
yes.
yada, right? In that book, the other 3 members of the alien family are featured.
Oh no.
And I am not.
I cannot imagine a single reason.
But we answered the question. We answered the question.
Here you go. I will give you the reason in 2 words.
Give it to me.
2 words.
2 words.
2 words.
Pablo Hidalgo.
Okay.
Pablo Hidalgo.
2 words. Let's not elaborate on those 2 words.
I would say this. I would say no, but Jerome, you're right. This is a tough business. Unfortunately, you work long enough, not even long enough. You work any amount, you have the heartbreak of being cut out of a film. I rarely talk about this on stage. I was supposed to be in Ocean's 13. And I was very excited because I was thinking this is a branch out from Soho.
I thought you were in Jaws 7.
I wasn't. I read for it.
He wasn't right for it.
I was supposed to be the 14th
Yeah.
in Ocean's 13. And they cut me out. And I don't want to get into it because it was a sensitive situation, but I will say the reasoning behind it was Pablo Hidalgo. I don't want to name any names.
Write that name down, people.
He had no
Write that name
involvement with
down.
the film. And Soderbergh came over to me and he said, it's out of my hands.
And Pablo's a friend. Pablo's a friend.
Good friend of mine as well.
I'm not gonna. I won't. I don't want to say anything. I want to. Can I? Is it okay if I speak hypothetically?
Hypothetically.
Let's
Try and speak
say.
in sentences. That would help.
Let's say that
Hypothetically.
a person had created 7 historic characters,
Yeah.
gifted them to a talented actor.
Yeah.
No, 7. 7. He only got the 1, and then the ghost version, which is just 1.5.
Kind Hearts and Coronets. Alec Guinness played
Lot of
7
characters in
different
that.
characters, including 2 women.
But that
Yeah.
doesn't include Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But let's say that somebody made a call and said, I hear my friend Jerome is now working in the Disney Star Wars. Well, filmmaking's a process, isn't it? Lovely alien family you got here. Be a shame if anything would happen to it. I'll ask you this, Jerome, and then I don't want to talk about Solo no more.
Can I just throw one more comment in there?
Yes, absolutely, but please make it a good one.
Honestly, it's such a shame because the look and the costume that I was given
Did you get to keep the costume?
for that,
I know I'm a handful.
you know.
Jerome, is there nothing you can't make about my Willie?
I have a disease. No, seriously. The
Seriously.
costume that I was given was so outstandingly cool
Yeah.
that I went, can I take this home?
Yeah.
I'll go to a club on Saturday wearing this.
Soho, 9 p.m.
Really,
Yeah.
it was really, really excellent styling, you know, and I got cut out of the movie and I got cut out of the movie.
Now, hang on. We have a rare opportunity. I just want to see... Jerome, did we have a character name?
For what?
In Solo, a Star Wars story, did your character have a name?
What, in Solo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And, but by this time of the evening, you may not be surprised to learn this. I was the mad uncle.
Okay. Is there any other information we can get about the mad uncle? I feel like we're so close. We're so close. What, okay. He was part of a family. Was he someone else's uncle and then you met the uncle's family? I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. Like, was this Han Solo's uncle and then you're like, oh, well, that's the uncle's wife
help
and
me
kids?
out here. He's
I'm just digging.
he's asking me to get to the bottom of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jerome.
You know, just
Jerome, did he have a name like Flarbo, Mrs. or something?
the mad
That would have been
uncle.
good.
The mad uncle.
Quingo Passus. You know,
Quingo
just like these
Passus.
Star Wars names, I don't remember half your characters' names, and I wrote them. You know, it's just like, you just make a noise that sounds like something's going wrong,
Yeah.
and that's how you make a Star Wars name, you know?
That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's the name. Okay.
But cool costume, can't remember the name. He was kind of a mad uncle.
Actually, joking apart.
Joking apart.
Just
joking.
no. Serious, people. Serious moment.
Spotlight, please.
Peter.
Spotlight. Thank you.
Peter has gone. Jeremy has gone.
Yes.
Kenny has gone.
Yeah.
Dave has gone.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the saddest part of the show.
Richard.
I didn't know we were going to read a list of the dead.
I mean, we can keep. Let's keep going.
I had the great good fortune. All of those guys became good friends of mine,
Yeah.
and they are now gone. And the Star Wars universe will never be the same without them.
Yes.
There you go. That's it.
Oh, that was really beautiful.
Pierre, I have a question for you. You worked on Titanic, which infamously, a shoot that went on forever,
Yes.
people thought was beyond saving. There is no way they pulled this out in the end. And right from the grip of defeat, James Cameron made it the most successful movie of all time. He proved everyone wrong. Do you have any insight as to how he did that?
Lots of cocaine, I think.
Yeah. Wikipedia. Put it on Wikipedia.
Put it on Wikipedia? That's not why I was hitting you.
Because you want cocaine?
It's Soho at 10 o'clock.
We'll get it
In all seriousness,
He
Pierre,
obviously knows Kate Winslet better than I do.
in all seriousness, Pierre, I do feel like that had to be hard because that's a lot of plates falling down and breaking in that movie. And you pick out all those plates? And then they fall. I'm spoiling the second half of Titanic.
So sorry.
It's a boat movie. It's a water movie. There's a lot of plates on the. Many people die, but also those aren't props. Those are actors. But for you,
Yeah.
the real casualties were all those plates because the boat leans. The plates are fine. The plates are fine if the boat will just perform like a normal boat. The second the boat hits an iceberg and starts to lean at an angle, now the plates are stacked in such a way they can't balance anymore, and gravity becomes a factor.
Yeah.
The plates start to fall, and each of the plates smash.
Yeah.
Are those all practical plates?
They were all practical places.
How many plates did you have to? How many plates did you have to get?
Great question.
I could. Oh God, I can't
How many
remember.
plates? More than 100?
guess
More than
it.
100?
It's like-
More than 100? Less than 100?
More than 100.
More than 200? Less than 200?
More than 200.
More than 500? Less than 500?
More than 500.
More than 1,000? Less than 1,000?
More than 1,000.
More than.
More than 2,000.
More than 3,000?
More than 3,000.
More than 5,000?
5,000.
Are you being
I
honest?
feel like I'm
Pierre,
flying.
Pierre, are you being honest?
No.
Still take a bow. Take one still.
Pierre, give me an honest answer. How many plates do you think you provided for Titanic?
3.
Pierre!
Yeah,
Sorry,
we were
it's
getting
been
on
a
it.
long time ago.
Pierre, you've been so nice. Don't do this to me.
All right, okay.
Like right now, we're in the final moments of the show. You have a chance to really pull this out just by giving an honest number of plates. If you can, it's a guesstimate. All I'm asking here. Pierre. All I'm asking is for a sincere number of plates to the best of your reasonable recollection. Don't do a fake phone call. Pierre, do you think it was more than 200 plates?
It was
I
his
think it was
agent on
probably
the
about
phone. The
200
part has
plates.
already been
I can't
passed.
remember.
But 200 is not unreasonable for.
I think that's a fair amount.
Are we happy with this, folks? Ladies and gentlemen, everyone here, I want to thank everyone for coming out to the show. We have another show tomorrow night. It'll be a very different show. Because these shows are all about chemistry, and we have a very specific chemistry tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We've done everything tonight. We've explored the way the industry works. We've talked about how we tread the boards. We've talked about plates. So many memories. Does anyone have anything they need to plug? Pierre, anything you need to promote? You don't have to. You can say
no,
no.
there's nothing.
Pierre, what's a movie that you worked on that you feel like people should go watch? That maybe they don't watch enough.
Fifth Element.
Oh, well,
I
there's
didn't
the
work on
answer for Jerome. Fifth Element.
I just finished on Barbie. That was really
Whoa.
good.
Now,
We did the Barbie meme in our Insta stories today.
Yeah.
We
He
did.
just finished on Barbie.
now, Pierre, I'll say this.
Oh, Jerome,
I'll say
Jerome,
this.
have I got news for you?
I got news, Jerome.
I got news.
Pierre, I mean, Watto, should we talk about this?
Watto talk about this? Watto read for Barbie. Watto tested for Barbie. And they mocked up the poster and everything. It said, this Barbie is a Watto. And I was very close, and it didn't happen, but I'm thrilled to hear it went well.
You could have been Ken. You could have been Ken.
Yeah.
I hesitate, and they went in a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fools.
Now, George, can I plug something?
Yeah, absolutely.
After the show, we have a bunch of posters. They're very cool posters. We're going to be selling them and signing them upstairs in the bar. Come say hi. It'll be fun. That's it. We'll get something else after that.
And if I can say this, and
Yeah.
as you were saying, George, tomorrow night, same place, same time,
Yeah.
doing the show again, 3 different guests. It will be an entirely different show. We promise you that, but I'll make one promise for those of you who loved what you saw tonight.
Should we say who the guests are?
Yeah, say the guests.
The guests are Dave Chapman, who was one of the BB-8 puppeteers, and he also did B2E. What's the name?
B2 Emo.
B2 Emo from Andor. We have Katie
B2
Carr.
Emo.
Yeah, the droid from Andor.
His name is Emo?
B2 Emo.
Watto, this should
Anyway.
not be surprising.
Katie Cartwheel, who played Rio Durant in Solo, was the physical onset body for Rio Durant.
This
Yes.
is my promise to the
Yes.
crowd, right? Tomorrow's a different show. We have
Yes.
different guests.
Yes.
But some of you might have loved what you saw tonight so much. You go, why would I take a chance, see it again? They perfected it. It's never going to be better than that. So for those of you who loved what you saw tonight,
Yeah.
I want to promise you, I will spill a cup of water again. I will play the hits if it makes you happy.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. Be safe. And may the force be with you.
Come on. Everyone get up. We're going to bow on 3. 1, 2, 3.